First things first, this is, I will play, okay. I haven't even started playing and I'm already messing up, so you stay there. Hey everyone, this is Cephalofair, and today is something very special because today I will be bringing you Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. I will be playing through the first scenario today because that is one of the games that my Patreons suggested. They suggested Jaws of the Lion, Fantastic Factories and On Tour, and of course that one was voted on the most by you, by the community, because I mean, of course, that's the most exciting game of those three. So we will be playing through scenario 1 today. All I did is unbox the game. You can find that video on my channel, and I also played through scenario 1 by myself just so that I get a feel of how the game works. A small disclaimer, I have played a little bit of the regular Gloomhaven only digitally on Tabletop Simulator. It has been like maybe 2 years ago, 1.5, maybe 2.5. It's been a while since I've played that, but I played I think 3 sessions, so just a little bit, so I kind of know how Gloomhaven works, and Jaws of the Lion works quite similarly. So without further ado, let me just set up the game, and then I will see you in a few seconds, though for me it will be a lot longer. Alright, and that should pretty much be the setup. I hope that I thought of everything. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with how everything looks here. So there's a lot I need to talk about, but I will try to condense it as much as possible. So first things first, this is, I will play, okay. I haven't even started playing and I'm already messing up, so you stay there. Alright, first things first, let me just kind of show you what you see here, and then we can kind of get started. So I will play through scenario 1 today. That's Roadside Ambush. The goal is to kill all enemies. You see here there are 4 enemies here. I might lie them down so you can see them better. I might do that, but I also have a second camera so that I can show you here. Just that I can show you a few things in close-up later on. So just whenever we need that. That is that. Then we have an instruction and special rules here. That is something that will have to be read out aloud. I will do that in just a few minutes when we start playing. One thing is, and for that I need your opinion in the comments. There actually is an app, and where you can buy specific games for that, so to speak, and then everything is being read out and music plays in the background. I don't really like music I love music, but I don't like music as a background in my videos. But it actually sounds pretty good when the narrator reads all of that out. So I will read it myself today now, and maybe you can tell me in the comments which one you prefer. Do you want me to continue reading that as I play through the game? Because yes, I intend to play through the entire game on the channel. It will take a long time, of course, because I can't publish a Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion video every week. That will get boring for you, so I'll have to space it out a little bit. But I will play through it at some point. And the question is, should I continue reading that out, or would you like that professional narrator of the app to do that? Because I could buy the app, I could buy the game then and do that for the channel if that's something that you would enjoy. And then also we have a conclusion here that I of course haven't read yet. And here we have our map. I will talk about how the map works a little bit later when we start playing. Then here on the left we have all kinds of tokens. That's pretty cool. You just have that thing that you can just put there. Here we have the enemies HP, speed, movement, speed and attack for the white ones, which are the regular enemies, and also for the elite ones, which are the ones with the yellow standee. It's just one. Here we track the initiative for the round. This is just for me, so I can take a look at the different symbols again, just because I haven't internalized everything yet, because I'm pretty much exploring the game with you together, right? I've played the first scenario and that's it. Everything else I will play just for the videos and record it immediately, right? So you and I can experience the game for the first time together. That here is the health dial for the Demolitionist. So we have 8 health at the beginning. Same thing for here for Hatchet. And then here are the initiative decks for the characters, the initiative deck for the enemy. And here we have the cards, our cards that we can play. Because Gloomhaven essentially is a hand management game. You have like a dungeon crawler, of course, but also a hand management game. Because you have your specific actions that you can do. You lose one. Each time your hand is depleted and you take up new cards, you lose 1 card, and that is what you have to work with, right? I will show you later how that works, and that is pretty much what you see here. I will go a little bit into close-up in just a minute, so you can see that. But there's something else, because we are actually exploring a world here, right? So we do have a world map. There is a world map in the game. It's right here. So it's a really cool, it's like a thick cardboard here. And then also we have like location stickers, because we just started exploring more and more locations, and that is where the scenarios will take place. I will not use the one that is with the game at the moment, because what I actually did for the channel and also for my friends, I did buy that removable sticker set map. So that's essentially, it's the same thing. What we also have here is like a location checklist, which is pretty cool. But apart from that, that is exactly the same thing. The same map and the stickers that are actually removable, so I can play through the game several times, right? Because I want to play through it on the channel, but I might also play through it maybe with friends at some point, maybe sometime in the future. I have hopes that I will like the game enough that it will stay in my collection. I will replay it at some point. That is the hope I have. But let's see. I mean, everybody loves Gloomhaven. I mean, it has been the #1 game on BoardGameGeek, I think, for 4 years or something like that. It has just been dethroned by Brass Birmingham, but it had been like ranked 1, I think, for 4 years or something like that. And Josie Lion is very high up there too. So there must be some reason why people love this game so much. I like the game in general, but I haven't played far enough in to actually see like what the game has to offer. Because, and that's one of the last things I will say before we can finally start playing, because there is a lot to explore here, not just the locations, but also for the characters. Let me just get, for example, for Hatchet, there are like these little boxes here for each of the 4 characters. I chose the Demolitionist and Hatchet, which is funnily enough also, these are also the 2 characters that you voted on in the little poll. I did 1 day ago, like yesterday. I will just publish this video a little bit later. And for Hatchet, for example, I removed like the character board, also the starting cards, but there's more in here. We have a character sheet that we will work on at the end of the session, because then we can start working on the character sheet. Also, we have like a few tokens here, but also we have loads of cards, as you can see. There's like Halt. I can't even look in there. There's even more cards. That's probably more initiative stuff. That is probably more abilities. I don't know. That's stuff we can actually unlock during the campaign. And also, we have even more cards here. So, wow, there's a lot of stuff to unlock, and that's for each character. So, that will be really exciting. And I will be looking at all of that with you together as we play through the campaign. Okay, so, and now here we can actually start playing. So, let us just stick the location sticker on here, just to give you an idea how that looks like. I will take the second camera here, so you see like we have like this really cool location here that is Gloomhaven, actually, as you can see here, Gloomhaven, right? And here are like all these stickers, right? And what I will do now, I will now take the sticker #1, which is here, the Roadside Ambush. I will just take that. Oh, that's a really nice and firm sticker. That feels great. And that is, now I have to check out where that is, the Roadside Ambush, because it actually fits exactly into the map. How do I know where it is? Oh, it says in here, the coordinates. It says right here. Oh, B1. It says right there too. The coordinates are right there. B1 right here. So it should be here, where the river is. Let me see if I can get that as straight as possible. Like this, I think. Oh yeah, that worked out well. Let me show you close up here. See that? So now I put, that's actually the sticker here, right? So I just put the sticker on there and just looks like, right? Like the map is still intact, so to speak, right? We just put a sticker on there. That is amazing. That is really cool. And like going through the scenario, there are like 25 locations that we will like explore. I hope all of them. Because I think there is also side content in here. In Gloomhaven there is, I know that. Let's see how much side content is in here. So, to be very honest, I hope I will really like this game, but I hope I will not love it. Because if I really love it too much, I might have to get the original Gloomhaven, and that is just too big, that game. I will not be able to play that, right? So, I hope that I will not like it too much. Okay, so, and now we're pretty much ready to play. So, let me just first introduce our characters. The characters that we will be playing with, and then I will be introducing our scenario here. So let's start with like my favorite, like the Demolitionist. I really wanted to play with them. So let me just, if you turn over that card here, then you can actually see, have more of their story. So of course I will include timestamps in case you just want to skip the story and just go to the gameplay itself. All right, so here we have the Demolitionist. And down here is like the health, but I already put that like here on the tracker, right? So let us now read that out. The Quatryl Demolitionist. Because of their diminutive size, Quatryls feel they have a lot to prove. From an early age, they are encouraged to study as much as possible about many different subjects. Though they are expert Quatryls in any field, they seem to have a particular affinity to engineering and machinery. Their long, delicate fingers allow them to build all manner of intricate contraptions to make life easier and augment their inferior physical strength. Though they are not numerous, Quatryls can easily integrate themselves into any society due to their expertise in critical fields and their charming, graceful demeanor. Only a fool would shun a Quatryl's offer to help. Even when augmenting themselves with machines of their own creation to destroy anything that stands in their path, Quatryls will still do it with charm and flair. Though they may be small, Demolitionists don't let that hold them back in the least. Between their rocket boots, multitude of bombs, and giant piston fists, they are a force to be reckoned with. Sometimes, the only path forward is the one they create themselves. In such cases, it is best just to get out of their way. Alright, so that is our Demolitionist. That is the first character we will be playing. But this game does not support true solo, so we will have to play with two characters. So we will also play with Hatchet. Right there. Really cool design as well. They all have really cool designs. And also 8 starting health. Okay, let's turn that over. Here we go. Inox Hatchet. The Inox are a primitive and barbaric race, preferring to live in small nomadic tribes scattered across the wilderness. There, they subsist through hunting and gathering, scraping together a meager existence while fighting off the more dangerous creatures of the wilds. What they lack in intelligence and sophistication, they make up for with their superior strength and size, always eager to prove themselves in a challenge. And one should certainly take care in challenging an Inox. Their society does not pay much heed to ethics or morality. For the Inox, it is all about survival. Kill or be killed. While any normal Inox may be valued in Gloomhaven for their brute strength and endurance with manual labor, if you want to be a successful mercenary in the city, sometimes a little more finesse is required. Hatchets have fully embraced life in the city, outfitting themselves with the latest fashions. It is all a bit of front, though, as their true passion lies in their arsenal. No one is a better marksman with a throwing axe, and if anybody wants to challenge that claim, they had better be prepared for a duel to the death. Okay, so these are our two characters. They have specific abilities here that they can do. I will talk about that in just a bit. Okay, and now I will also read out the scenario here. So you see the map. That's the map we will be working with. These green spaces here mean that they cannot be passed. These are obstacles, and of course, like the thick border outline here is the wall. We cannot cross that either. and we need to defeat now here all 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies. So it's a pretty easy starting mission. Alright, so that is our starting mission, Roadside Ambush. Introduction. The road back to Gloomhaven has been long, and now, to get attacked by wormlings when all you want is a warm meal and a soft bed, well, it makes you mad. Mad enough to kill these mangy creatures before you collapse from exhaustion. Of course, the wormlings have other plans. They gibber about wanting your coin and the meat on your bones. Nasty things, really. Best to ignore their ranting and end this quickly. Okay, so that is the start. Special rules. Make sure each character's starting hand consists of their 6 ability cards marked A. The Wormling Raiders will act on initiative 50 each round. They will first move their base move value of 1, and then if a character is adjacent to them, attack for their base attack value of 2. That is something that I will show you later how that works. Okay, and the very last thing before we really get started, I mean, of course, I'm the much smaller channel, but I definitely want to give a shout out to Before You Play. Monique and Naveen from Before You Play are my most favorite board gaming content creators, I would say. And they have played through Gloomhaven as well. I've only watched the first video. I'm not quite sure if they have continued the scenario so far, but that is a very good video as well because they make great videos. So after you have watched my video, of course, it'd be great if you watched it to the end. But afterwards, you can also head over to their channel and watch their playthrough as well. And that might be interesting for you if you enjoy what you see here. Okay. So, and now we can get started. Actually, I will take these off. So, yeah, this way you can see it better. This one here is an elite enemy. Let me just put like that one on there so we know. And these are the regular enemies here. So let me just do that. I think that just looks better on camera because you can actually see the enemies here. You will not be able to see our miniatures, but I can just show you them close up again. I think I already did. So here they are. They look really great as well. Really cool. All right. Then we are ready to go. So what happens now is each player, usually in a multiplayer game, each player would now choose 2 cards, like in Secret, and put them face down here. Although it's a cooperative game, but that was what you would do, and you would put like the one here at the on top, the one that you want to use the initiative of. The lower number here, the faster your character is, right? In the later on, the enemies will also get an initiative value, as far as I know. But in the first scenario, Roadside Ambush, they will always have an initiative of 50. So we always go first. No, not always, but we often go first. Yeah, like more than half of the time, we will definitely go first. So and now we will choose two cards each for each of the characters. And things and then with that we determine the actions we can do, and then after we turn that over and determine initiative value, so who goes first, who goes second and third, then each character takes the 2 cards and does one action, one top action and one bottom action. That is mandatory. You cannot do two top or 2 bottom actions, right? And that is what I will choose for both of these characters. So, of course, Hatchet is mostly a ranged character, so we don't want to get adjacent to enemies. There are a few melee attacks he can do, but we want to stay out of range, so we have a range of 3. So let's just look for Hatchet first. Find something here, range 3. This one here, this card would say attack 3, range 3, which is not bad. So we could actually use this. That would be 3 damage, and these normal enemies have 5 health. And the elite enemy has 10 health. So that one will be harder to get down, but 5 health is not a whole lot. So I think 3 attack is fine. And then we need a second card. I think after having attacked, I want to move. So let me just find a move card. Here is a move card. Oh, but that's a pretty good attack up here. Because I think I want to go after the Demolitionist. But that should be possible. That should be possible. So let me just find a move card, like here 25. So maybe I can find a lower card here for the Demolitionist. So usually in a multiplayer game, you would put the one on top that you want to use as the initiative value, right? And then you turn them over like this. I will not do it in this game because, well, I play by myself, so I don't have to turn them over, right? Okay, and then for the Demolitionist, so we do 3 damage with Hatchet. We do have a modifier here, so that might be a bad modifier, right? Like a -1 or something. So let's see if we can do like another 3 damage with the Demolitionist. So here we can do 3 damage. So that would be 6 damage, so we would have to be pretty unlucky to actually not kill that guy. Also, it has a muddle effect here. Muddle means that the enemy gains disadvantage. So in case we can't kill the enemy, it will have like this muddle effect, right? And then I want to have a move action as well. And one move action that is after Hatchet. Well, it doesn't really matter. But here, move 4 sounds fine. So let's do this. And let's put the 19 on top. So, and that is, of course, in a multiplayer game, you would have those face down here, right? In a solo game, you don't have to do that. So, and I think you would usually put them up here, like in the active area here, but this would just take too much table space. So I'm just going to put it here on the card itself, like on the character card. So, and now we look at the initiative value. That's 19, that's 25, and the enemies have 50. So, and then we order these by initiative, right? So we know actually which ones have, which ones goes first. So the Demolitionist goes first, and we will first do an attack. We will first have to do the move action, and I will actually move around the enemy a little bit, like 1, 2, 3, 4, just so that I'm already closer here to the next enemy, and then I will attack the enemy here. We can do that because that is a melee attack. Let me show you close up. This here is a melee attack. You see here, attack 3. If it were not a melee attack, it would look like this here, where it says range, right? Range 3. That's not the case here. It is a melee attack, right? So we will do damage of 3 plus minus the modifier. I will show that to you in the middle, in a minute. And then we also have the muddle effect, which is disadvantage for the enemy. I will talk about that a little bit later. And then we already moved here, right? So we did that bottom action here. Now we will do that top action there. So let me just attack 3. And now we have to turn over a modifier, which is +0. Oh, that's the wrong way. So I guess, I think I put them, yeah, this one is wrong. So +0, so we do 3 damage. So that means we take, there are like different damage counters here. That is one that says 3. And then there are like these small numbers here on the enemy's counters. You see like that 2 there? That one has a 6 and that one a 4, for example. So that one has a 2. So we go over here to that card, like where the enemy is in there. And then we look at the 2 and put like that 3 damage there. And that is not all, because the enemy is also muddled. Let me just find a muddled counter and we will also put that there. So we know that the enemy now has only 3 health left and is muddled. I'm doing it this time like this because that's the intended way to play. But if you play the game by yourself, I would actually suggest something else. I would suggest you get like a few dice and then you put them like on the number, on the health, on the number that the enemy actually has, like 5, for example, right? So you would have this die here with the 5, so you know, okay, it has 5 health left. Whenever you do more damage, then you reduce that, right? Now I did 3 damage, so the enemy has 2 health left. And you do that for each enemy. Doesn't matter which kind of dice you take. I usually take the D20 because you can just read it the best. For this enemy, D10 would be fine, right? Or maybe even D6s for these small enemies, right? Depending on how much health they have. But that is just something that I can suggest. But I will do it this way today, so you can actually see how it's intended. In the next video, I might actually do it with dice, because it is just much easier. Okay, so that was our Demolitionist. We did everything we wanted to do. Then we discard the cards here to the left. That is very important. I will show that to you a little bit later. All right, and now it's time for Hatchet to attack. So first we have that attack 3, range 3, right? So range 1, 2, 3, that is fine. So we are in range. And we do damage of 3 plus minus the modifier. And that is a +1. So we actually do even 4 damage. And that enemy then is a goner. And what happens now is we just return all the tokens here. And we remove the enemy from the map. Right? That's how it works. I think there is something like loot later on. But that's something that is not relevant for scenario 1. Okay, and then we did that attack. the top action, and the bottom action here is just to move 4. And if you do a move action, you move up to that value, right? So if I have a move of 4, I can also move 1, 2, 3, or even 0. So I will move 1, 2, 3, 4 as far as I can, and that should be then fine. All right, so usually I note it like this: the Demolitionist has gone, Hatchet has gone, and now it's the enemy's turn, the Vermling Raiders. So first all the elite enemies will activate, and then the regular ones. And they will always like move first and then attack if possible. And they will always focus the nearest character. So for these two, it would be the Demolitionist, which is fine, that's a melee character. And for this one, well, it would be probably the Hatchet, but it's still very far off. So they have a move value of 1. If you take a look here close up, you see like in the middle you have that shoe. So that means a move value of 1. They have both. They have it. At the bottom you see the attack value of 2, also for both enemies. At the top you see the difference, that is the health. So the regular Vermling Raiders on the left have 5 health, and the golden one, the elite ones on the right, they have a value of 10. So so this elite one will move first and will move 1 towards the Demolitionist. That one will also move 1, and that one will also move 1. They all can't attack, so that is fine. So now everybody has gone, and now a new round starts. Same thing. I will now look for some cards and that I want to play, and then everything goes again. And this will be a pretty short scenario, as you can see. So this first video here is more like talk and explain, right? And the next video then will be a little bit more play, I think. Okay, so let's see. With the Demolitionist, I want to get close, so I need to move 1 at least, and then do damage, as much damage as I can, because that one has actually 10 health, which is a lot. So we have attack 2. Well, actually, we have attack 2 plus modifier, and then another attack 1 plus modifier, 1-2 punch. So that would actually do 3 damage, potentially more or less with the modifiers. This would be just 3 damage. And this one here would actually be a ranged damage. That could also be a possibility, right? That I do ranged damage and then move someplace else again, but it doesn't really make sense because there are 2 targets here. So for this card, because that's something that you haven't seen yet, if you take a look here, this one says like not only attack and range, you know that already, but also target 2. So there are like up to 2 enemies I can target with that. That's something that I really don't need at the moment. So yeah, we have like attack 3. Important is that I also move. So then I have an idea. I will do that here. I will show you in a minute why. And then I will, I think I will do this one here, because I can actually attack twice and get 2 modifiers. Maybe we are lucky with the modifiers. So that's it. I want to go first, of course. So I put the 20 at the top. Remember, in a multiplayer game, you would put them now face down. And with Hatchet, I am already like in range here. Here, attack 3, range 3. That is fine. I will do the same thing I did before. I could actually add +1 attack. That is not too bad. That is good. I will do that. So that's it. Now we look at the initiative values. That's 20. So Demolitionist goes first again. Hatchet goes second. And the Vermling Raiders with 50 go third. So it's the Demolitionist again. Demolitionist, pretty easy actually. What I have here is which is pretty interesting. I would actually do that first, because that is a move action. You move 2, but also destroy 1 adjacent obstacle, and if you do, perform strengthen. And strengthen means that I gain advantage on all attacks. That is a really good combination. I will show you why. Because first I will move 2. Let me show you this close up for now. 1, 2. Then you see there are 2 obstacles there, right? Adjacent. And I can destroy 1 of them now, which I will do. There are like these destroyed markers tokens here. And I will destroy, let's say, this obstacle here, right? I destroyed that, and now, as the card says, I get strengthen, right? So let me get a strengthen token here, and I will put that here on conditions, like this, down there. So now I'm strengthened. Strengthened now means that I get advantage on all my attacks until the end of the next turn, right? So what I will do is I will now attack. I have one attack that does 2 plus the condition, and that means now I can draw 2 cards because I have advantage and choose the better one, which is a +1. So I do 2 damage plus 1. That is 3 damage for that guy, which is really nice. So let me put like a 3 here on the 6. And then I can do another attack with 1 damage, but again I have advantage, right? So I get a +0 or a +0. Well, that is +0. That is another 1 damage. So I did like 4 damage in 1 turn. Otherwise it would have been 3, right? That's pretty good. And I do have that until the end of the next turn. I actually think there is like a board that hasn't been introduced, but I think there is like a board you can track how long you have that condition, I think, but I'm not quite sure. So this is done. So we have finished the Demolitionist, and now we have Hatchet. With Hatchet, we again have attack 3, range 3, so I can just attack there. But I also have double throw, which gives us +1 attack to all my attacks this turn, right? So I do 4 damage now with that card, -1. So you see, now we have a negative status here, so I only do 3 again, but still, that's fine. So now that one already has, we already did like 7 damage altogether. So that enemy only has 3 health left. So next round, it's definitely a goner. So that was 7 damage. Nice. And now it's the enemy's turn. So this one will start. It will not move because it's already adjacent to an enemy, and it will do 2 damage. But we also have a modifier again, +1. Well, then it does 3 damage. So now we had 8, and now the Demolitionist only has 5 health left. Okay, we win this scenario if we achieve that goal of killing all enemies. We of course lose if all are exhausted, so no health left, or if we don't have any cards left. I will speak about that in 2 rounds. Okay, so and this enemy would move, but it can't, and it can't get closer by going here, so it will just stay there, but this one will move closer. And that's it. So now it's our turn again. So we only have 2 cards left here, right? So we need to do a short rest whenever we want to take cards back into our hands. But I think I will attack now because I really want to finish the enemies off. So 1, 2, 3. I think that's a good idea. I have an idea what I will do with these cards here, because here I can. Actually, I can't really do a whole lot of damage with that one here. Then I will do it differently. Yeah, I have an idea. Range 3, I have an idea actually. So let me put that at the top and here this at the top. So we definitely go first. So this time you see initiative 18 for the Hatchet. So Hatchet goes first this time. Then we have the Demolitionist and then the Vermling Raiders. For 2 characters and 1 enemy type. This is not too relevant, but it becomes interesting when you play a multiplayer game and you have like 4 characters, right? And maybe you have 3 different enemies, and then you have like a lot of initiative to track, and that is of course much easier if you have this. That's a pretty cool system actually. Okay, so we continue. Hatchet is first, so Hatchet goes. What I actually will do, I have a move action here up to 5 hexes. I will move 3 up there, because I know this one will move twice until it can reach me, so until then it will hopefully be dead. So that's what I did. That was the bottom action, and the top action here says, I might have to show you a close-up again so you can see that a little bit better. So it says attack only 1 damage, right? But a range 3 and 3 different targets, and they are all modded then, like they gain disadvantage on their attacks. Which is pretty cool because that's a really nice combination. You can already see like kind of the combinations that work here, right? The combination of initiative and going first and like preparing other players, or like doing like giving enemies negative status effects before it's their turn, right? So that is kind of the idea, and that makes a lot of sense. That is really cool. So so we moved, and now we do that attack. So range 3, 1, 2, 3. Or we can actually go through, we can actually shoot through obstacles. So that one will get 1 damage. Oh no. This card actually means it will not be damaged, but it will be muddled. So that is now 5. Because that's a pretty cool thing, that conditions also apply when there's no damage applied, right? So that one is still muddled, that is fine. And then I will do the same thing, 1, 2, 3 to that guy here. Do 1 damage plus 0. So that's 1 damage, that's fine. That definitely helps a lot. And it is also muddled. So you see, that is a pretty powerful attack, right? Disorienting barrage, but you also see that the initiative is very high. So you need to combine it with a card that doesn't have as high initiative, right? Hatchet can also heal themselves, by the way, which is really cool. Okay, and then another one. 1 up to 3 enemies, right? 1, 2, 3, also in range. So that one will also receive 1 damage plus 1. So we can already whittle it down a little bit by doing 2 damage. So let me put that there. That is number 4. And also muddling it. Let me just find a muddle token. There is one right there. Like this, right? So pretty cool. So Hatchet is done, and that was a really good round. Then it's the Demolitionist turn. So pretty simple. First we will do 3 damage. That one only has 2 health left. So let's see. And also we have advantage, right? So it's 3 plus 1 minus 1. We can choose the better one, which is plus 1. So we do 4 damage. That one definitely is gone now. That's it. So the elite enemy was the hardest one, and that one is now gone. It did do quite a bit of damage, but not enough to get too dangerous for us. And then I can still move, which I will not do. I will just stay there. I will just stay there, not to receive any more damage. And for those of you who say, but you should move, you really should move, then I will just 1, 2, 3 move back there. Okay, cool. And now it's the enemy's turn. So no elite enemies to trigger, but the regular enemies will both move. Oh no, actually, no. When I have the move action, I will actually move. I will move 1 back. Because then the enemy can't reach me like this. Right? So I just punch that guy to death. Well, not to death. Let's say I punched him unconscious, right? I just punched him unconscious and then I went back. Okay, cool. That was it. I forgot to pull those there, but as I said, with 3 characters, it's not as important. Okay, so, and now, no cards. We have no cards left. What we do now is, we do a short rest. I should have moved 1 further. I'm pretty stupid. Now we do a short rest. A short rest means we take all cards that we have in our discard pile. We take them into our hand again. We shuffle them. And we remove 1 by chance. So just remove this one here. That is now here on the right. If you look a little bit closer, you see that it says lost right there. Right? So on the left is discard and here is lost. Now, yeah, we don't have access to that ability anymore, whatever that is. And you do that every round, right? Every time you have a short rest. So you will have less and less cards. And whenever you're not able to play 2 cards anymore because everything else is lost and you can't do a short rest, then you are exhausted. So, yeah. And we do the same thing for Hatchet. Just shuffle the cards and get rid of 1 randomly. The cool thing here is that a short rest is what it says. It's a short rest. You might know it from role-playing games such as Dungeons and Dragons, for example. A short rest means we lose 1 card randomly, but we can still continue playing the next round as normal. Later on, I remember that from the regular Gloomhaven, later on we will actually get the ability to have a long rest. Long rest means that we can choose which card we lose, I think. But we can't act this turn. We are like on initiative 99 and will not be able to do anything then, right? So short rest does not do that. So let's start with the Demolitionist. We just want to get close and just do damage here. That one has only 3 health left. So we do just attack 3. And we also need to move. I could move and do that adjacent obstacle thing again, right? So it gets strengthened again. Oh, I don't have that anymore. So that might be an idea. And then do 3 damage. That's what I will do. That's fine. And then Hatchet. I definitely need to do damage. I might move 1 back. So here, 3 damage, range 3, and I will move 2. I will move 1 hex away, right there. These 2. Okay, so that works. So now we have the Demolitionist first, then Hatchet, and then the Vermling Raider. So the Demolitionist will start by moving 1, destroying that obstacle here. So that is also destroyed. So we are just bombing everything. We're destroying everything at the moment. And then attacking 3. So that is +1. We will take the +1, of course. So we do 4 damage. That is enough to make that enemy unconscious. Let's put it this way. It just sounds way nicer, doesn't it? All right. That was the Demolitionist. And now we have Hatchet. Well, Hatchet, pretty simple. We will do like, we will do 3 damage, range 3, -1. Okay, Hatchet is really unlucky. So that is only 2 damage. That Muddled, by the way, is gone again. I always forget like these status effects. So that's number 5, 2 damage. And then we will just move 1 back. All right, now it's the Vermling Raider's turn. Move 1, can't do damage. That's it. And now it's us again. Well, we will just do the same thing. I will move and do 3 damage. And here I will just do a ranged attack and then, yeah, add more attack even. So maybe Hatchet can actually finish off the enemy like this. So Hatchet will go first with 24, then the Demolitionist, and then the Vermling Raider. So Hatchet will start by just doing the double throw, like add 1 attack to all your attacks this turn, and we will do 4 attack. -1. It's not possible, but that's enough. That's 3 damage. It already has 2 damage, so that is enough to still get rid of it. And that's it. The map is now cleared, and we have actually won this encounter. So that is really, really cool. So, and what we do now is now we read the conclusion, we get the rewards and everything, right? So let us do that now. So, yay! We made it. These miniatures look really nice, by the way. Really detailed. Maybe I can get someone to paint them for me. That would be great. Okay, so conclusion. You wipe the blood of the last vermling from your face, and your thoughts return to the sleeping lion. Surely, they've got a stew ready by now. It would be so perfectly warm and soothing, and it's right through that gate, so close you can already taste it. But then, another thought comes. It is highly unusual, brazen, really, for a pack of vermlings to operate this close to the city. Could they be behind the string of disappearances? It's a long shot, but one worth investigating, especially considering this ambush site doesn't look like their base of operations. There's probably a nest nearby, and that, with any luck, we'll have more information on the missing blacksmith. And treasure. Treasure would be nice. I agree. I want loot. Because we do have the space below our board here, right? That says items, so I definitely want those items. Okay, rewards, new location, a hole in the wall. And that is now what I was talking about at the beginning. Let me get the map again. Where is it? Right here. So we have our map here, right? I will do a close-up in just a minute. So remember we had like this. Oh, let me do the close-up now. Just give me a second. So we had the Roadside Ambush we added here, right? And now we get a hole in the wall, which is right there. So now we can add that, right? That is going to be the next location that we can add to this map here. Okay, that is very exciting. And it is B1, also B1. I don't quite get it. Yeah, I think it adds a little path there. It does. Interesting. Ah, okay. It adds like a little path there. That. Okay, I did not see that coming. So you see, there's like a little path now going into the wall there. I did not see that path before. It kind of bugs me that this is now not even, right? Like that the path is just coming from nowhere and it's not connecting to anything. But okay, that's fine. So now we have a hole in the wall as well, which is really cool. So, and another thing we have is that, oh, I don't need this. Let me put that aside. And another thing we have is, oh, I need to get them first. Because now the characters also have character sheets. Now, I told you that before. And let me just get them. Here are the 2 character sheets. And I will also need a pen, which I, of course, have right here. So, these are the character sheets here. And here we will track everything for our adventure, right? The hatchet and for the demolitionist. There are like perks, we will worry about that later, and notes and all kinds of stuff. And XP notes, gold notes, whatever. We don't have anything yet. But 2 things that we will add now is, first of all, we are level 1 with both of them, right? And here is like the XP needed, I think, to level up. And there as well. And also we need a name. I will not put down a name now. Why is that? Well, you can probably guess, right? Drop your name suggestions for both characters in the comments. I hope you will all have really cool names. They can be funny, they can be witty. Most of you might know that I love puns. So if you have really something that is a pun and that works, I have a few ideas already, but maybe you have some better ones, right? So if I like any of your ideas better than my own, then I will take your idea. And that's what I will name these characters. And that is not a small thing because we actually have a lot to play here. So that will take quite a while. And there is something else we can do now, because now I need to get the other character boxes again. Just give me a second. Come on, here we go. So I have these character boxes here, right? And we have more cards in here. And what we will also get now is the B cards. There are 2 cards that have a B here. Let me just take the one for the Demolitionist here, and then also the 2 for Hatchet. They're B and B. And the cool thing here is now we will now replace those cards, right? What we will now do is, for Hatchet, for example, we have center mass and close cuts. That's how they're called. And the cool thing is, there is a center mass card already here, but this one is a better one. This is now a better one because if you look at them close up here, you see that the left one is the old one, and you see almost everything's the same. But on the right, the bottom action is now better because we can move and push. Or maybe that's an or. I'm not quite sure. That's something that we will learn for the next scenario. I'm not quite sure. But you have more options here, right? And that is the same for all new cards. So what we will do is we take the B card, we will put it with the cards, and the A card will be removed. Right? So we kind of level up, right? So we level up our cards. And close cuts, the same thing. Close cuts is probably the one that was lost. Yeah, that was the close cuts, and now we have a better one. Oh, now we have a better one that we can actually, because close cuts does melee damage. That's the only melee damage that Hatchet can do, and now we can actually target 2 enemies. Wow! Now this actually becomes a pretty strong melee attack. That's nice. And let's take a look at the Demolitionist. So first of all, 1-2 punch. That's the one I really liked. You probably remember. And that's also the one we lost. That one does now push and muddle and loot. Because the Demolitionist is the one that can actually loot. So we can start looting stuff now. That's great. The old card comes in here. And then we have the big one. Wow. That is insane. That is an insane card. So you see here, the left one was the old one, like attack 2, range 2, target 2, okay, cool. The other one is attack 3, range 2, and all enemies in the targeted area suffer 3 damage. Like you do like a huge explosion, right? You just throw a bomb and all enemies just explode. But you lose this card then, so that card is then gone completely, like on the right here, right? But wow, that is insane, and that's like the beauty, one of the beauties of Gloomhaven, that like the upgrades are really cool and stuff, right? You just get stronger and stronger. I can't wait to see what other cards await us later on. And the last thing I just want to show you is, let me just take the Demolitionist for example. There is like this one baggie in here. If I can, there it is. Like a baggie in here, only the initiative marker was in there at the beginning. And this is how you save the game, so to speak. So I could not continue playing. I would just increase like health again. You would get all cards back and stuff like that, right? And this initiative deck would be shuffled, so you reset everything. But if you save, what I will do now, then you take all cards that belong to the Demolitionist, right? So all of these cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's right. These 6 cards, you put them in here, right? With the reference card as well. Then you also take all the initiative cards, because there are more you will unlock later. You will also put them in here. And then you also take the initiative tracker for that character. So, and that is now this little bag. Come on. This is this little bag now that you just put here again next time you play. So next time you play, you just need a health counter again. There are 4 in the game. The character board here, of course, and this. That's all you need to continue playing like the next scenario, and of course also the character sheet for later on. I will also do that for Hatchet, but I will do that off screen as soon as I finish this video here. Alright, and that is the end of my playthrough of the first scenario of Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. I want to thank all of you for your support, and especially my patrons who are generously supporting me on Patreon. Also a huge shout out to Thakno, who's currently my biggest supporter. I'm really, really grateful for that. If you also would like to support me, why don't you head over to Patreon? You will find the link in this video's description as usual. And of course, I'm always happy for support, for a comment, a like, maybe even a subscription. And also I would love to see you on my Discord server. That would be awesome. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.